another HBCU review. Brought to you by HBCU Live.
Welcome to another edition of HBCU Live. We are in Orangeburg, South Carolina, where Bethune-Cookman thinks they are in the driver's seat in the MEAC race, but Buddy Pugh had a different message. Not today and not in my house at Oliver Dawson Stadium. Slow start for the BCU offense. Bad snap. Quentin Williams has to jump on it to prevent a turnover. But the Wildcat defense came to play as well. Ralph Williams with the sack here. Both defenses
with the sack.
Hostile.
23.
In the early going. And the mascots, they aren't getting along either. Hostilities all the way around. Later in the quarter, it's 7-0 BCU. Williams is stripped. Curtis Hill picks up the loose ball. South Carolina State was in business, but they couldn't cash in with points. So it's still 7-0 BCU. Brian Jenkins knew he dodged a bullet there. He wouldn't be so lucky the next time the Wildcats had the ball. Williams. The ball gets deflected. It's picked off by Justin Hughes, and nobody's going to stop him. The South Carolina State defense gets the first points of the game for the Bulldogs. It's tied at 7. And the story of the game was the South Carolina State defensive line, in particular, number 97, Javon Hargrave. 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and he's the MEAC Defensive Player of the Week. Bethune-Cookman trying to regain their rhythm as this game is tied at 7. But all that happened in the start of the second half is this punt return. Antonio Hamilton, a 91-yard punt return. He's got rhythm, a special teams touchdown. That's why he's the MEAC Special Teams Player of the Week. 14-7 Bulldogs. Bulldogs getting it done. This pass by Williams is airmailed and picked off by Hamilton. So not only did he do it on special teams, he did it on the defensive end too. And that guy again, Hargrave, Javon Hargrave, he just was a man among boys. We're going to show you 2 more sacks. So that's 4 sacks we showed you, along with both of the forced fumbles. He was a disruptive force all by himself. Pick it up now, tied at 14 in the final minute of the game. Adrian Collick Jr. to Austin Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, 20-14. Madness, MEAC madness in Orangeburg. The Bulldogs trying to pull off the upset, and how would it end in fitting fashion? A Javon Hargrave sack. Wow. South Carolina State pulls off the upset. The MEAC is in total chaos. 6 different teams with 1 loss after the 2014 win over Bethune. Let's head to Birmingham now for the Magic City Classic. Always a big deal in the Magic City of Birmingham, Alabama State. Alabama A&M looking for bragging rights. A full house at Legion Field. The fireworks get started early. Demario Bell finds a crease. Look at him go. Only the kicker to beat. And the kicker wins. But the Hornets are in scoring position, and they would put points on the board. Daniel Duhart on the read option. Give him 6. The Hornets get their sting on early, jumping out to the quick lead over the Bulldogs. Later, Duhart with more magic. This time, it's Earl Lucas on the slip screen. Lucas does everything on this play except get into the end zone. He stopped just short of the goal line. So Duhart gets the honors as he gets to the edge, and it's a 13-0 Hornet lead. But back come Alabama A&M in the second quarter. Harvey Harris, good tough running between the tackles. And then a couple of plays later, Harvey Harris dives into the end zone. And we got a game now. It's 13-7. Special teams a disaster here for Alabama A&M. Bad snap, ball's loose. Demario Bell, the special teams wins for the Hornets. He recovers the ball in the end zone, and it's a 20-7 halftime lead for Bama State. And everybody's in rhythm right now. Then comes the third quarter, and things start to get a little loose. Muff punt by Khalid Thomas is recovered by Tevin McKenzie late in the third quarter. It led to a touchdown to make it 27-21. Malcolm Cyrus, who had 26 carries for 148 yards, scores a touchdown there. Alabama State stretches the lead. Then trickeration for Alabama A&M. Montarius Smith with the big gain on the reverse. A few plays later, Brandon Eldemeyer gets into the end zone. He had 120 yards rushing and a touchdown. We've got a tight game, and we're setting up for an exciting finish. 36-30. Jamison Lee winds up and fires and hits Tevin McKenzie. Touchdown, Bulldogs. 37-36. Final stages of the game. Alabama State looking for the game winner. Malcolm Cyrus thinks he's got a touchdown, but you see when we went to slow motion, they threw a flag on the play, take the touchdown off the board, and the field goal that would win it. Wide left. The Bulldogs in victory formation for the third time this year. Alabama State loses the Magic City Classic. The Bulldogs pull off the 1-point win, 37-36. Well, let's take a look at national rankings and where the HBCU teams stand among those national rankings. Starting Division II, where Winston-Salem State has moved up a couple of notches in the latest polls. They are up to number 11 now. The Rams in the driver's seat in the CIAA South Division. They can clinch the division title and a spot in the CIAA championship game with a win this weekend combined with a loss by Fayetteville State. Now among the FCS teams, Bethune-Cookman slips a few notches this week. They fall down to number 20 in this week's poll. Bethune-Cookman with a big game against North Carolina Central. 6 different MEAC teams now have one loss in the conference, so it's anybody's race truly in the MEAC. South Carolina State also getting votes this week, as did North Carolina A&T. Back to Division II for a second. Tell you about the Super Regional rankings this week. Winston-Salem State is number 5 in their Super Regional. Virginia State is number 8. The top 6 seeds in each Super Regional will go on to the national playoffs. Now, in Super Regional number 2, which features the SIAC schools, Tuskegee is number 4, Albany State is 8th, Miles is 9th, Fort Valley is 10th. So you have to figure one team at least from the CI and the SI will go to the national playoffs. Let's head to Richmond now for a big CIAA showdown between Virginia Union and Bowie State. The Panthers tied with Virginia State for first place in the CIAA North. Bowie State looking to play the role of spoiler. Kenneth Graham to Jussie York for the short gain here, but Graham would get hurt on this drive and he wouldn't return. Troy Krepich nails a 50-yard field goal to give the Panthers a 3-0 lead, but in the second quarter, Bowie State bounces back. Matthew Goggins to Ricardo Smith. That's a first down. A few plays later, they're looking for a touchdown inside the 5-yard line. Kendall Jefferson gets the edge, give him 6. Bulldogs jump out to a 7-3 lead, but on the ensuing kickoff, Bowie State makes a mistake. They kick the ball to Jussie York. And look at Jussie York doing what he does, making explosive plays, taking the ball into Bulldog territory. A couple of plays later, York strikes again. He's on the receiving end of this 38-yard touchdown pass from Dane James. BUU leads 10-7 at the break. But in the third quarter, Bowie State comes back and they do it on the defensive side of the ball. The strip, the scoop, and the score. Christopher Townsend takes it down the sidelines, and the Bulldogs now lead this game by a score of 14-10. So the Panthers trying to protect their house. Linworth Lennon on the slip screen slips through the Bowie State defense and into Bulldog territory. Things are looking good. They're looking for York down the sideline again, but this time Curtis Pumphrey comes up with the big play interception, thwarting that drive. The Panthers get into scoring possession later, though, and they will score. Jerome Robinson gets the short touchdown run here. That gave Virginia Union a lead, but Bowie State will kick a field goal to send it into overtime. Then the Bulldogs get a game-winning field goal in overtime to pull off the upset win over Virginia Union. Final score in Richmond, Bowie State 20, Virginia Union 17. Let's head west now where it was blackout at Blackshear. The final home game at Blackshear Field for Prairie View A&M. Alcorn State and John Gibbs came to town, and boy, did they put on a show. Second play of the game, Gibbs to Billy Shedd. He's down the sidelines. He could go all the way. A Prairie View Panther finally forces him out of bounds just before he gets to the end zone. But it wouldn't slow down the Braves at all. Aaron Baker, a redshirt freshman from Belglade, Florida, had a huge day. That touchdown made it 7-0. Then Lenore Footman came off the bench to score a touchdown, and just like that, it's 14-0. Now, this is Jonte Herbert, a 33-yard touchdown run for the Panthers. Yeah, this is starting to look like a video game. 14-7, we're only halfway through the first quarter. Here comes Gibbs now, back to throw, finds Anthony Williams III, who breaks a tackle and scores 21-14 at this point. That was the end of the first quarter. Now to the second quarter, Aaron Baker, a second touchdown run, 28-14. You get the feeling there's going to be plenty of points here. We're going to speed up Jonte Herbert here. It's a 60-yard touchdown run. It's now 28-21. Gotta catch my breath. Gotta catch my breath. I need a break. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Break time with the Prairie View A&M dancers. I caught my breath now. I can continue. This is John Gibbs. He's back to throw. He finds Brandon Vessel. Vessel breaks a couple of tackles, cuts it back, touchdown, 42-21 now, Alcorn State. Gibbs had another touchdown called back because of a penalty, so the Braves try a field goal. It gets blocked. Joshua Holly picks up the loose ball and goes 63 yards for a touchdown, 42-28. It's still not halftime. I need another break. Gibbs won't let me have a break. Gibbs finds Jaborian McKenzie. Touchdown, 49-28 Braves at the half. Yeah, there's still 30 minutes to play. Second half, Jerry Lovelock to Keith Hardaway. Give him 6, 49-35. The scoring continues at Blackshear Field. Then it's Aaron Baker again. Right up the middle, touchdown. 56 points at this point for Alcorn. Now it's Gibbs playing pitch and catch with Jaborian McKenzie. McKenzie breaks another tackle, gets in the end zone. Now we're at 60. Will the scoring ever stop? No, it won't stop. Jerry Lovelock, Rayshawn Gibbons on the slip screen. He slips into the Prairie View afternoon, does Gibbons. Will he score? No, he will be denied. What? It wasn't a scoring play? Lovelock takes care of that. The very next play, touchdown, Prairie View. Now they've got 42 points. But here comes that John Gibbs guy again. This time it's trickeration. The pitch to Jaborian McKenzie. He had 3 touchdowns. Oh man, it's 70 now. Alcorn's at 70. Make it stop. Lovelock, another touchdown. It's 70-49 at this point. I gotta quit. I can't take it anymore. Alcorn State wins 77-49. I need some throat lozenges. I'm losing my voice. Stop. Stop, Alcorn. Save some of those points for next week. Please. Now let's go to the HBCU Live scoreboard so you can see how your team fared last week. Hope you enjoyed this edition of HBCU Live. Got a couple of big games for you next week. In the SWAC, Grambling can clinch a spot in the SWAC championship game if they can knock off Texas Southern, while Bethune-Cookman tries to right the ship at home in Daytona Beach as they host North Carolina Central in an elimination game in the MEAC. Sponsorship opportunities with HBCU Live are available. Look us up on the web, www.hbculive@aol.com, or give us a call, 704-609-7600. 57157. That's going to do it for this week's show. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good weekend. Hope your team wins.